What's up, guys? Scotty here with Will Ball for Soup, and we're hopping back in with a new look at the LV2 and the S63 barrel kit controversy. And what I uncovered is a completely new controversy between Houston Heat and Virtue Paintball. You guys might be thinking, that's super off the rails. What does Houston Heat and Virtue have to do with Eclipse, their teams, and the barrel system? A lot. The reason why this relationship fell through, the reason why the two are no longer friends and no longer doing official business, is very similar to what's going on with the S63 barrel kit and the mandate for teams to use it, as well as the sponsorship complexities and the strain that it's put on other barrel manufacturers. Starting at the top, Planet Eclipse alleges that I have a financial interest. I'm just doing this because I want the ad revenue. YouTube is just such a cash cow, and a paintball creator at not even 20,000 subscribers is just raking in the dough every time I put out a story like this. The best way to respond to that is with ultimate transparency. Social Blade is a website where anybody can hop on and take a look at what their favorite creators are earning through their content on YouTube and other social platforms. If you take a look at this screen recording that I've done for you, it looks like I'm going to earn between $10 and $156 this month in ad revenue. $156 is my content earnings cap. That is just a drop in the bucket. I decided to take a look at Planet Eclipse's company profile so I can have a better understanding of how much money they make. And what I found might surprise you. My first source is from Datanize, and they list that Planet Eclipse is doing $23.1 million in yearly revenue as the leading manufacturer of paintball marker technology. They also have 122 employees and a founded date of 1991. I, of course, went to a secondary source known as Company Check, and they list some surprising figures in pounds sterling. So Planet Eclipse supposedly has a net worth of about 4.5 million pounds sterling, with 5.5 pounds sterling million as their total assets. They also have liabilities, which are known as debts, of about a little over £1 million sterling. Now, when you take a look at the guy who's making maybe $150 USD a month, or the company that's doing $23.1 million a year, it's pretty clear who has more of a financial interest in this story, and it's not me. Houston Heat used to be a Virtue Paintball flagship team. Now, of course, if you take a look at the Heat Instagram, there is no formal affiliation with Virtue. You might see Heat still use a Virtue product, such as their loaders, because they are the best loaders in the game. But Houston Heat and Virtue are not on good terms. And the reason why they're not on good terms is very similar to what was at stake with the S63 barrels. This is something that I found out that was really cool. If you're a professional team and you have a sponsorship agreement and you win an event and you're using that sponsor's gear, the sponsor is going to pay you an event bonus of about $4,000 to $10,000. These are real numbers provided to me from my industry contacts. So what I'm hearing is that Heat was using HK pod packs instead of the Virtue or BK pod packs. And it wasn't everybody. It was a mixture of pod packs, so to speak. They won the event, and Virtue decided not to pay that bonus. And ever since then, they were not on good terms. Now, Jack's request to his pro teams using the LV2, that request itself puts this situation on the table. Sponsorship dollars are very finicky, and this shit happens. And that's why that source reached out to me and broke this story. Before the video went live, I was convinced by industry sources, these are people who actually hold real jobs in paintball, full-time jobs, that there was a sponsorship controversy. There was a strain. The teams felt uncomfortable, the industry felt uncomfortable, and those feelings were conveyed directly to me. Now, this thing has gotten big to the point where people might lose their jobs over this, and that's not what I want. Now, of course, Eclipse clarified things, and they said, no, it was not a mandate, but that's after the story broke, and that's a public statement. That could be screened and scrubbed. So I'm not sure. I've had sources be wrong. I've had somebody tell me HK was going to sign damage, and that never happened. But that same person called Dynasty to JT like 10 days before it even happened. So there are levels to this, right? So if you hold a job in paintball, then I take what you say a little bit more seriously than somebody who plays on a tournament team. I'm doing my best. I'm trying to get live with these stories as soon as possible. And these are the things that actually interest me. The shit that's beneath the surface, like sponsorship agreements, I've always wanted to know that. And now that I have these connections, I can find out what I want to find out and share it with you. So I'm going to do my best to stay accurate, but this guy is not a shithead. He's not a scrub. So he had a genuine fear, and he was expressing genuine concerns about sponsorship in the S63 barrel. The LV2 news keeps on coming with the reveal of the official blacklist. That's right, there is a blacklist for retailers to not sell these people the LV2. Now, why are they on the list? I'm hearing two main reasons. The first is that they're doing the raffles, but these are respectable people. Some of these are some bigger names who've made their way onto this list. So there's raffle activity that Eclipse does not like. But here's the thing, like if you don't have money to make a full retail price purchase, what's the problem with throwing down $100 on a raffle? You're still going to have somebody buy an LV2. You might not be able to afford it yourself, but Eclipse really wants to back their retailers, and that's what this list is about. And I kind of support it. I get where they're coming from. Another reason why people made their way on this list, and this came to me from somebody who used to do business as a partner with somebody on the list. So this guy had a retail storefront. The retail store went out of business, and they continued to order from Eclipse. And Eclipse said, no way, we're shutting this down. You're not a brick and mortar actual building. So you're not a building, you don't get these markers, and you're on the blacklist. Go down in the comments, guys. Let me know what you think about this blacklist. It's kind of weird, but I get where they're coming from. Are we turning into like paintball TMZ or something? I love it. I love finding news to break. I love controversies. I love stories where people can take a stand on things, because this could very well be a Planet Eclipse cover-up, a PR mission, or my source could have been bullshitting me. But where I'm at, the truth probably does lie somewhere in between. This request did put some teams in an uncomfortable sponsorship position, and then some people in the industry heard about it, contacted me, and now we have what we have. It's kind of cool to see Eclipse actually hop in the comments, write a reply, and even Jax addressed it in some of his videos. But this type of investigative paintball journalism is just going to continue. I'm having a lot of fun. I don't want to fucking ruin anybody's life. I'm just having fun. And I hope you guys are too. Thanks for sticking to the end of the video. This is Scotty. I wish I can do this more often, but I have a real ass job. Take care. Bye-bye.